Who here doesn't love Bluey? If it were up to us, the show could have 50 more seasons, and I'd watch every single one with a smile on my face. But the future of our favorite little blue healer is quite different from what we want. Did you know that? In the final episode of Season 3, titled Surprise, we really did get a surprise when we saw Bluey as an adult and Chili and Bandit older, already at the age to be grandparents. Not only that, but we also see that they are really grandparents when a little pup appears at the door before the episode ends, playing the same game that Bluey did earlier in the episode. Jean-Luc or Mackenzie, who do you think is the father of this little pup? Or maybe it's Bingo. We can't know for sure yet because our investigation is limited to the existing episodes, and that's exactly the problem. This could have actually been the very last episode of Bluey, because creator Joe Brum said the following a while ago on Bluey's official website. I've always said I wouldn't keep making the show if I felt I couldn't make a new season as good as the previous one. That would be the case for me in a potential 4th season, so I've decided to take a break from my involvement in the TV series. If I can't find my way back to making more seasons, The Sign will be my final Bluey episode on TV, and I wrote it with that intention. Bluey has completely changed my life. Being part of this has been an immensely fulfilling experience, more than I can express in words. Leaving while the show is at such a high point might seem crazy to some, but for now, I'm finding it hard to genuinely return to the world of 4 to 6-year-olds and write with authenticity. My Bluey team and all the creative people in my life completely understand my decision. Thank you for bringing this show into your homes. This entire experience has been impossible to describe. So, is Bluey over? Are there not going to be any more new seasons? You know what time it is. Grab your snack, don't panic, subscribe to the channel, and let's analyze the future of Bluey and answer all these painful questions right now. Another episode of Zig Zag is starting. If you've watched the series completely, you've probably noticed that it's not like Peppa Pig, for example, where each episode is isolated and doesn't influence the next one. We've had several examples of one episode connecting to another, like the mailbox that Bingo knocks over in the episode onesies being fixed by the contractor in the following episode. This is a small example, but it proves to us that time is passing in the series. And the biggest proof of this is the fact that Bluey is growing up. Not only do we see her at different ages, like in her teenage years at the end of the camping trip and as an adult in Surprise, but we also see her attitude change throughout the series when she is still a pup. This means that eventually, the series will have to end, or at the very least, go through a restructuring. Maybe a spin-off, or something completely different. It's a fact that Bluey's world still has a long way to go. Just by watching, we can see that, right? It doesn't feel like a show that has become repetitive or stale, don't you think? But things get complicated with what Joe Brum said. If he's not in the mood to write more, then there's nothing we can do. But hold on, because this isn't the end yet. This whole story has a plot twist. If you also love Bluey and don't want the series to end, show your love in the comments with the hashtag Bluey so we can see it. Regarding the letter that Joe Brum mentioned at the beginning of the video, we need to clarify that it was not an official announcement that he is removing himself from the series and stopping completely. He implies that he is considering the idea, and if he makes that decision, he is satisfied with his work on The Sign. And let's be honest, that's an amazing episode. There isn't a Bluey video we make here on the channel that doesn't mention this episode. But if he does leave the series, it will probably have to continue without him, and that's where the danger lies. The series was created by him, and every episode was written and directed by him. Not only that, but he writes everything based on his experiences with his 2 daughters, so it's a deeply personal series. How would it work if another writer had to take over? Because I'm sure Disney won't want to let go of this cash cow, just like Bandit didn't want to let go of this one. But hold on, because there is a light at the end of the tunnel. In the same letter where Joe Brum gave us that sad news, he also gave another very happy piece of news that balanced things out. We have a Bluey movie on the way. On the same day as that other letter, Joe said the following in the announcement: "I really enjoyed the experience of working with a longer format and the sign during Season 3, so taking it even further with a movie seems like a natural extension of that. I've always felt that Bluey deserved a theatrical film. I want this to be an experiential event for the whole family to enjoy together. I'm excited to continue working with Cecilia Person, Tom Fussell, and the BBC Studios team, as well as Dana Walden, Alan Bergman, and Disney, to bring this new Bluey story to the big screen. And to further ease your sad hearts over the possibility of the show ending and Joe leaving, he also added this: to be clear, this is not an announcement about the end of the series, but rather an acknowledgement that my focus will be on the movie. Phew, with that last sentence, I can sleep a little better at night. How about you? When a show changes writers, it's always a strange experience to watch something you loved so much slowly lose its essence. It happened with Community, for example, and a lot of people don't like the later seasons of Rick and Morty after one of the co-creators was fired. Let's hope Joe Brumm finds his way back into this universe during the production of this movie, shall we? My first question as soon as I started imagining how a Bluey movie could work was whether the animation would remain the same and if Ludo Studios would still produce the entire project. Since other companies like Disney and the BBC would be involved in financing a project like this, it would be expected that another animation studio would take over, which, in my view, would be concerning since Bluey's soul is completely connected to Ludo Studios. But you can relax because this whole thing is staying completely at home. Joe Brumm, the creator of Bluey, wrote the script and will direct the movie, just as he has written all the other episodes of the series so far. The producer of the movie is an outsider, but she was responsible for Happy Feet, the Lego Movie, and the Lego Batman movie. But here comes the difference we were expecting for a project like this, especially with a producer who has experience with these other movies. The Bluey movie won't have the same animation as the series because it will be entirely made in CGI. That means it will be a 3D animation similar to the other movies I just mentioned, which producer Amber has already worked on. Dude. Bluey in 3D. Can you imagine what that's going to look like? I still can't. And if you want to know everything about the Bluey movie, subscribe to the channel and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss any updates. But as we saw at the beginning of last year, they had released this roadmap with future plans, which include new minisodes as well as episodes for the 4th and 5th seasons. And as Bluey's own creator said, he is not announcing the cancellation of the series, just that he needs to get his head in the right place to put himself in the proper mental state to be able to write about the 4 to 6-year-old universe again. Sometimes, when you don't feel like doing something, taking a break and focusing on something else is what helps us come back stronger and maintain the level of quality that has won over fans for so long. As Joe himself also said, after making the sign, he started to feel naturally drawn to other ideas that had been in his mind for a while, unrelated to Bluey, and maybe focusing on that is a great choice. Who knows, maybe Joe's new ideas will turn into more amazing animations, also made by Ludo Studio. And luckily, even with these new ideas, his mind has already gravitated back to Bluey, making him write an entire movie. I think, just like Bandit, he can't let go of this bone, huh? What do you think?